I'd like to ask one question before we start. Are you all experienced? We'll go
Hi there, this is Pete Howard, Director of Concert Posters for Heritage Auctions. And have you had a close-up look at this amazing poster yet before seeing this video? My goodness, the Jimi Hendrix Experience in Davenport, Iowa in 1968. What a wild poster. Oh my gosh, I was really thinking as I was writing this up, this is more far out, I think, than any San Francisco psychedelic concert poster, be it Bill Graham, Family Dog, or Independent. This is just like stunning psychedelic artwork of, made in red, white, and blue. And, a poster like this is just a great argument against a band or an artist using tour blanks, which of course would be a very nicely, carefully designed poster with a blank up top, and you just use it on the whole tour. Well, for Jimi from 1967 to 70, it was almost all local promoters using independent designers, and there are so many one-off concert posters. This is the way Hendrix's management rolled. And so we have this wonderful assortment of posters over 3 years to pick from, and something like this is it's just at the top of the list. It's just jaw-dropping. It's such a captivating artwork like this, and to think it was just used for one show, it's crazy. This is definitely among the very most coveted of all the independent Hendrix concert posters from that 3-year span. My goodness. And how's this? You're looking at the very first time this has ever been publicly auctioned. That means any auction house, including eBay ever, and of course it's therefore the first time Heritage offering, but my goodness, never put up, that's how rare it is. Never put up for public auction before. Holy cats. Wow, we've done the Flying Eyeball hundreds of times, and we've done Jimmy's Phil Maurice dozens of times. Numero uno, and who knows if we'll do it again. I mean, you just gotta love a rarity factor like that. So, so what makes this poster so special? Well, obviously the intricate psychedelic artwork. I mean, just take a look at Hendrix's face. Oh my gosh, I'm sure Tommy and Josh, our video producers, will zoom in and show it for you. I mean, right there on Jimmy's face, there's like a girl in a bikini and a peace sign and a teddy bear. Even Jimmy's nose has this landscape scene with it's like a road with birds in the air and everything. It's just imagination, right? Squared times 10, just absolutely, really, really fun. And look down below Jimmy's scarf on this poster, and what do you see? Well, no less than the sitting United States President, LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson. When was the last time, the answer is never, that you've seen a vintage rock poster with the U.S. president on it, pictured on it, not Abe Lincoln or something old, but the current president. So that's what the poster artist wanted to put on there. So, that is definitely what's on there. And then notice the bottom part of LBJ's face is sort of torn away. There's like a torn hole in the artwork right under him. Well, it reveals the night sky behind him, or maybe that's like a Merlin magician cloak on LBJ or something. Just, call it crazy, imaginative, multi-interpretation artwork is what this thing has in spades. And it was created, you ready for this, by a teenage college student. That's right, that's what local promoters did. They'd kind of get artists on the cheap who were hungry and wanted to do things. His name was Leslie Bell. He was probably paid little, his name's on the poster, little more than concert tickets, and who knows, maybe $50 or something to design this. That's just nuts. And look what he came up with. Such a masterpiece of small-town independent psychedelic artwork for the greatest guitar god who ever lived. Nobody would have dreamed that back in 1968, goodness. I love what it says in the lower left corner too. It gives this poster a real extra punch or zing. It says, "The death of convention." Boy, that is for sure. That's certainly what acid rock brought on in the second half of the 60s to, general public, society in general. And yeah, we have to remember that up until a couple of years ago, advertising posters had very legible easy to read information and advertising, right? Sure, there'd be some nice colors and all that. You can pick whatever decade, but this thing comes along. Were you able to easily make out August 11th there? I wasn't at first. You know, it's the technique of making it hard to read and make people work for the information, but having great fun with the psychedelia. This thing is just, you know, it's such a great example of that. And this exact poster, by the way, used to be in the collection of Jacaber Castor, who had the best Jimi Hendrix concert poster collection in the world, as you probably know. So terrific provenance on this as well. So it's coming up in our July 11th and 12th concert poster auction. This one will be on Saturday, the 12th. And to see pictures of it close up and everything and read more about it, just go to ha.com/7420.